Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Hopefully, everybody's doing good today. Hopefully, everybody's having a great Saturday. Hopefully, everybody is enjoying the weather. Where I'm from, it's kind of sunny and it's also kind of rainy all at the same time. So, today, I'm just putting around in the garage. Had a couple things on my mind that we could discuss. So, while I'm talking, I'll be moving around. So, like I said, I will try to, hopefully, you guys can hear me good while I'm moving. Um, Normally, when I'm in the garage, I do a lot of thinking and a lot of talking to myself. So I figured while I'm working on my vehicle today, getting it prepped, ready to be painted, we are going to discuss on what a child goes through when they have rough and a rough childhood. Um, it kind of sucks because when I went through my divorce, it was really hard on my kids. My son, it wasn't as hard on him because he was still little. I think when I went through my divorce, I think he was only 2 years old. But he kind of, you can tell for being 2 years old, you can tell he knew something was just not right. Um, I don't know if you guys ever notice when you're yelling in front of a child, screaming, hitting, whatever, they pick that stuff up. They really do. They they will become thinking that's just part of life, and technically it's not a part of life. Honestly, it is really. Um, for let's say this for an example, when I went through the hard times with my ex-wife, it was a lot of hitting, a lot of screaming, a lot of punching, her hitting me and her smacking me, throwing things at me, uh, stuff like that. So when a child sees that, they think it's okay. They just think it's a normal life, especially when they're 3, 4, 5 years old. So when my son started kindergarten, he kindergarten wasn't too bad. I think first grade is when he started kind of rebelling a little bit. He I remember there was an incident. I got a phone call from his mom saying that he picked up a pair of scissors and acted like he was going to stab a kid, a child. And so I sat down and had a talk with him. We can't do that. You know, you can get in some serious trouble if you do that. And the first thing came out of his mouth is, "I seen mommy do it to you." And so I had to explain to him that's not how we live. That's wrong. That's real bad, if you know what I mean. So, when I sit here and say a child, when they see that stuff in life growing up, they think it's okay. So, back when I was a kid and I was getting beat on, I he kept on telling me the person that was beating on me, he kept on saying, "I'm just showing you love. I'm just showing you tough love." And it's not tough love. There's been times, I don't know if you guys ever feel anything, when he walked through that door, being out partying all day or whatever, just getting home from anywhere. When I hear him come in, when he walked past, you're just you know, you tense up, you're ready. And he always did this thing with his mouth and always had this look in his eye, so you knew something was coming. You know what I mean? You sit there and you kind of you jump. And that's how it was when I lived with my ex-wife. You know, that when she got home from work, I knew she was in a bad mood. She always came home in a bad mood. It was never a good time. She always came home in a bad mood. So I had to, you know, back in my last video when I said I always cook dinner for her so she can have her dinner ready and stuff. That way, as soon as she walks through that door, she can take her shoes off and she can sit down and eat. Well, there for a while, she would walk through the door, sit down, eat, and at the dinner table with all of us. Then after a period of time, she would come home and take her shoes off and go straight to the chair and eat in the living room while me and the kids ate in the kitchen. And I remember the time she came home, and I will never forget this because I'm still afraid to do it today. She came home one night. I knew she was having a bad day at work. I talked to her on the phone. She said she was just having a bad day, so I figured this is what I would do. So I made her a real nice dinner, like a homemade mashed potatoes, gravy, everything. I did. I went all out for her, and she came home. She took her shoes off. She sat down. I brought her plate of food to her, and brought her drink to her, and she kicked her feet up and she sat there and watched TV while she ate. I brought her food to her. While she was finishing up eating, I snuck to the bathroom and made her a bubble bath. I went out and bought a couple roses and sprinkled some rose petals on the bubble bath that she had. I sprinkled it all over the place. And she liked her Bud Light, so I got her a Bud Light, took it to the bathroom, lit candles, shut off the bathroom light, and had like this candlelight bubble bath with her beverage, and where she can just hop in a nice hot bath and just relax. And when she got done eating, I had her come to the bathroom, and she looked, and she kind of just looked around. It's like, oh, okay, I'm not in the mood, and walked out. She never said thank you, never sat there and said, that was a lovely thought, or anything like that. So I tried it one more time. Later on in life, I tried it one more time, and she did the same thing. She walked in, oh, okay, whatever. I'm just not in the mood. Never a thank you, never, hey, I like the thought that you had, but I'm just not in the mood tonight. But I appreciate it, I really do. Nothing. She never did anything like that. She kind of pretty much, when she walked out of my bathroom, she gave me the dirtiest look, like if looks could kill, I would probably been dead. Those 2 times I tried to do something nice for her. And I remember we was with some friends, and one of her friends is like, man, I wish I had a guy that would just let me come home and cook me dinner and sit down so I can just relax, and it would be nice for a guy to make me a bubble bath and blah blah. We never said anything that I made a bubble bath or anything. This is just what the girl, one of her friends, said she would love for her husband to do, or boyfriend at the time to do. It would, she wanted more, a little bit romantic out of her man. And my ex-wife literally looked at her and goes, yeah, that would be nice. That would be so awesome if I could come home and he would do that for me, have a bubble bath ready, and so I can just sit back and relax. She literally said this to her friend And I just sat there and looked like, are you serious? I did it twice for you, and you literally sat there and told your friend that it would be nice if I would do that, but I'm too damn lazy to do it, and I'm not like that. That made me feel that small. And that's what I'm talking about. The mental abuse. Those kind of things, you don't know if you're going left or right. You don't know. Mental abuse is more powerful than the physical. Physical abuse, you can sit there and take it. The bruises will heal. The pain will go away. But that mental, it will never go away. And it sticks with me ever since I was a child till my adulthood until today. It will never go away. And it sucks because I'm a really nice guy, and now I'm afraid to do certain things for my fiance who I'm with today. I'm afraid to do something because I'm afraid she's not going to like it because of what happened in the past, but she's not the same person that my ex-wife is. So when I do it for her, she's enjoying it. She likes it. She wants me to do it more often, and I'm not used to that. And sometimes I kind of forget that she's used to things like that, where I just forget and I don't do it because I tried it so many times in past relationships and I always got turned down in them. So those are the things that sticks with you, and that's what you call mental abuse, not physical. That's the mental, and it sucks, like it really does. So when you have a child growing up in that and they see that, they just look at it as, for like an example, me and my ex-wife, we've been divorced for I think 12, 13, 14, 15 years, somewhere around there. I think 15 years we've been divorced till this day. The last time I before all this stuff happened, she looked at me, and this stuck with me till today. I can still remember where she was standing, how she was standing, the clothes she was wearing. She literally sat there and told me that she will make my kids grow up to hate me. And she's doing a pretty good damn job of it, honestly. She stuck to her word on that. She literally said, I will make your kids to grow up to hate you because I hate you. And she's doing a pretty good job of it. It's that kind of stuff. You think you're not good enough for another person, and when you think you're good enough, then that's when you start messing up relationships. And that's, the relationships will get harder and tougher because you remember that stuff. And then the other person has to work extra hard to prove that they're not that person, and it sucks. And that's why I say in my last video, the first 2 years of a relationship, when you get into a new relationship, it takes forever for, if both of you came out of a real bad relationship, if your significant other came out of a bad relationship too, it's very hard because you guys are trying to fill each other out because you don't want to make the mistakes to make her mad, or she don't want to make the mistakes to make you mad because you both came out of a bad relationship. And the thing is you just have to work. So you've got to put the 50-50 in. She's got to put 50 in, he's got to put 50 in. And it really sucks because the older I get, more that I see of domestic violence, I see more of the women. And I'm not saying nothing bad about the women, but there's a lot more. It's almost like equal now. You have women that will beat on men, and then you have men that will beat on women. There's probably a little bit more of the men beating on women. And honestly, I don't like neither of it. If I know a woman will beat on a man, I don't want no part of it. I will flat out tell them, I don't like you, I don't care for you, you stay out of my life. If a man comes up to me and goes, yeah, I slapped my wife last night and I liked it, or I hit her or I beat her because she gets out of line, stay the hell out of my life. Those kind of people need to be taken out back and shot. Like they need to be taken out back and beaten on, and that's bullying. And in this society today, the new generation that's growing, that's all what it is. It's bullying and laziness. No, none of these kids want to work. Like I work at a factory, and the kids, like I'm going to say about 45% of the people I work with on third shift are kids. They're literally kids. Even though they're from anywhere from 18 to 23 years old, but they still act like they're in high school because they play hide and go seek. Come on now. You don't play hide and go seek at work. You're there to work. And it makes it harder for people like me who wants to come to work and bust their butts to get the numbers out, but you got all these kids running around going, I can do whatever I want, I can do whatever I want, I ain't getting in trouble, I ain't getting in trouble. You know, it sucks, man. It really do. It really does. It sucks. Like I don't understand. I don't understand how this new generation works, I guess. I really don't.